Hello everyone and welcome back to Planet Coaster once again. It's only been a week. Wow, isn't that magical? That's like a 2000% upgrade from last video interval. Okay, today we are going to make the coaster station of the coaster you're seeing right here. And it's gonna be like Polynesian themed as I talked about last video. And I am looking forward to building again because yeah, the park is not finished yet. I recorded this in like late March or April, sometime around then, and then I stopped playing, started playing World of Warcraft again, and went on holiday, and then then it's now I'm back, and I want to get back in the game. But anyway, a lot of wood this episode. I thought that would fit the style nicely. A lot of tiki totems and symbols. As you can see here, I tried decorating every beam so it has a bit more vibe going on. You know, the summery tropical vibes we're going for in this park. And I'm not quite sure yet what I want to do with the rest of the park. I've got some ideas in mind for like slides and a pool with a pool bar. That should all be fine, really. Lots of wooden beams and wooden poles in this episode, just for this coaster station specifically. I might also use it for the other buildings. I like the style we've got going on here, and I want the park to be a bit coherent, right? As we're constructing it, I don't want it to be a big mess of different styles. So it needs to all be either like Polynesian or just Polynesian really. I guess Hawaiian is also Polynesia, so. Right? Well, no, I'm not sure. Tell me about that in the comments if anyone knows. But this is just the main structure to hold the roof up. I'm trying to get like different levels of elevation going to have it look a bit more interesting than it really is. Here I'm constructing the main roof shape, which was the most challenging part of this build. And not the beam specifically, more so the thatch roof that goes above it. Yes, we're using thatch because I saw a lot of great reference pictures online that use thatch in Polynesian buildings. And this roof is directly based off the new Polynesian building in the Disney World resort. I'm not sure. I saw like a picture of a concept art. I'm not sure if it's new or not. But he decided to use it. And I'm using Hydro's thatch, by the way. We have thatch in the game as well. That is not that good for this stuff. It's way too thick and not agile enough. And these are nice small pieces. And yes, it's really thin, but you can always copy it so it looks bigger and thicker. I'm not sure if I did that in the end, because that would probably cost a lot of performance as well. But with such a small park as this, shouldn't be really a big issue. This was the hardest part, by the way, the sideways angled roof. As you can see, I'm quite finicking around with it. It's not the best, but it works well enough to be convincing. Alright, next part, just some fencing around the queue area. It all looks a bit bland as of now. Because this is like a new theme for me. Usually I build very dark stuff and well, not edgy, but like a bit more, like dark and moody. And now it's a bit more happy and tropical. And I'm happy it's such a small park because, it makes it easier to complete, right? Whenever I'm building a mega park, which I don't really do anyway, but it's just really demotivating if you're stuck on something. On the other hand, you can work on something else in the meantime, but I like these smaller format types of parks. They're easy to finish as well, reasonably easy, and I can just build it in one Planko groove. I have like different phases in my life, like 1 to 2 month phases where I'm really into something. Past few months were World of Warcraft. Months before that, Assassin's Creed, and then Planko is also one game that's alternating in between. And those are like the main 3 games I play, right? On my second channel, I play Assassin's Creed, And World of Warcraft I don't really record, but that's been one of the main games I've been playing. And I still really enjoy that, but I'm trying to just play multiple games at the same time, trying to figure it out, but it seems to be going well, next to my job, of course. But yeah, it's a bit more easier at the same time to plan stuff when you already got stuff planned for your day. I don't know how to explain that, but you have less time available, so you decide to make better use of that time and not think, oh, I'll do it later, I have enough time anyway. So yeah, at the same time it's very motivating. Okay, for these side panels I decided to use rope, basically like a wall of rope, and it seems to work well. I've also got these plant boxes, how you call them, planters? No, those are the smaller ones. I don't know, they're a bit elevated above the ground. And then I use some rocks here to make like an entrance sign thingy where, yeah, we can place this sign on. Then I did some groundwork here to have some more variation in the ground texture, because just the orange stuff itself isn't really that interesting. Alright, here's the reveal of the right name. It's Akua Wai, and I forgot what it means. I think it's Hawaiian. I think it means like god of water god. Because, well, as I told you guys last video, the village was under a, well, was like, there was like a volcanic eruption, and he cooled it down with his powers of water, some stuff like that. You can make the story up yourself. But yeah, the coaster is essentially the water that's rushing through the village, or his power that's activating the volcanoes into geysers, something like that. I'm not that creative when it comes to storytelling. I need to get back in the groove, okay? It's been a year since I've really done anything remotely creative in a Planko sort of way. But yeah, it's going all right. I'm finishing up the backside of the ride now. Here's the exit, and it's also wheelchair accessible, of course. I noticed in American theme parks, the queue itself is often very easy to navigate with a wheelchair, like a scootmobile or something. Here in Europe, that's not the case. There's lots of stairways, especially if parks like Fantasyland, where there's too much staircases even for people that can walk. I don't really like it that much. But yeah, so we have the wheelchair accessible entrance at the exit of the rides most of the time. Yeah, that's why I try to do here as well, because it's easier to then make the queue have stairs and be more space efficient. Anyway, some foliage work, just copying from the pre-existing stuff I built before, and I think it looks really cozy. I decided not to build all the way up until the park edge, so we could add like backstage stuff later on. And here's just some benches, some bins. And yeah, it's already looking much better than it did before, of course. Now there's actual objects in the area. And we're gonna fill out the empty plaza area slowly enough, right? But just one step at a time. This episode is just the coaster station and a bit of the flat ride area as well. Yeah, I'm glad we can finally use the whirly rig. I still can't pronounce it right after 6 years. It's been 6 years since Planko launched. Holy damn, that's a long time ago. Now I feel old. Shit. Well, oh well. Yeah, just some queue work here, and then I decided to build like a thatch overhead thingy, a roof, I guess. I don't know a better word for it. To keep part of the people dry in the queue. And yeah, another rock backdrop. It's pretty standard theming, but it's fun, it's summery, and we're heading into summer now, so I thought it was relevant to do it now. Alright, that's it for today again. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye!